Hi, this is Elizabeth Bannon, and this is Quotes and Quips, a segment where I'll discuss interesting, refreshing, revealing quotes from the political realm from the past week, and then you get to hear me rant about them. It's become increasingly more difficult in recent weeks to ignore the fact that Mitt Romney consistently and continually puts his foot in his mouth. He doesn't seem to know where he himself stands on controversial issues, which is scary because he's a presumed, presidential candidate. And more so, he doesn't seem to know how his own party stands on these same issues. He seems uneducated or at least unaware of American policy and legislation. And his own party, the Republican Party, has been calling on him to take more definitive stances on, big hot-button issues, and also to be more accurate and more factual in his public addresses and his speeches. It seems that the Republican Party is starting to get a little bit embarrassed at Mitt Romney and his sort of lack of, his lack of alternatives and his lack of solutions. He's very quick to criticize Obama and to say that what Obama is doing is wrong and has not helped the country, but he also doesn't provide any alternative plan or new solution to turn that around. So I can slam Obama all day, every day, but until I can provide an alternative, something that's going to turn the situation around, I'm not adding anything to the dialogue, and I'm not, helping to attract voters, to my campaign and to my party. So, going back to the fact that Mitt Romney sort of seems to be unaware of what's going on, I don't know whether this was just a goof, but he said something regarding the Colorado shooting suspect James Holmes, and the way that he purchased the weapons that he used in those attacks. This is what he said. It was illegal for him to have many of those things already, but he had them. So we can sometimes hope that just changing the law will make all bad things go away. It won't. Now, we all know that everything that James Holmes purchased to use in that attack, the weapons, the ammunition, the clips, the bomb-making materials, everything that he had and everything that he used was purchased legally. He abided by the law, and he was able to, slide by undetected without raising any red flags. But the bottom line is that everything that he purchased was legal, and Mitt Romney, I don't know whether he just slipped up or whether he truly is unaware that, the laws allow James Holmes to purchase those weapons and people like James Holmes to purchase weapons like that. He needs to be more aware. You can't slip up on things like that. That's unacceptable at this point. And he's sort of continually said things like this on these hot-button issues that, you can't get away with when you're trying to run for president. It's unacceptable to not know, all the facts on these big controversial issues like gun control. It's unacceptable. So, getting back to the Republican Party and how they're feeling about Mitt Romney right now, it seems that, these goof-ups and these slips and these sort of, ditzy moments that Mitt Romney's been having lately are causing them some frustration and some embarrassment. They've said that he needs to start, providing his platform, his plan for the country, because he's yet really to do so. People are going to vote for Obama or they're going to vote against Obama, but it doesn't seem that they're going to vote for Mitt Romney. Now, the Wall Street Journal did an editorial on this exact issue, and they sort of hit the point home. This is what they said. The biography that voters care about is their own, and they want to know how a candidate is going to improve their future. That means offering a larger economic narrative and vision that Mitt Romney has so far provided. So, case in point. Mitt Romney says that he can change, the economic situation. He says he can improve over what Obama has done, but he hasn't given us any details to back any of that up. So, what are we supposed to think as voters? Am I just supposed to believe that Mitt Romney is going to change the economy? He's going to fix the economic situation, but I don't know how or, what he's going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and believe that because that's what he says. Now, another sort of important thing to note is that, very high-profile key members of the Republican Party have come out and sort of said disparaging things about Mitt Romney, and they seem to be lacking confidence in him as the the forerunner of their party, as the spokesman for their party. People seem to be losing faith in him, and that's bad. When your own party is losing faith in you, that's before the election has even, is still months away. You're not in a good place. So John Boehner, Speaker of the House, Republican Speaker of the House, said this: "The American people aren't going to fall in love with Mitt Romney. I'll tell you this, 95% of the people that show up to vote in November are going to show up in that voting booth and they're going to go vote for or against Barack Obama." And I completely agree. Mitt Romney has not made a big enough impression, except for, not releasing his tax returns, for anybody to go into that voting booth and to say, these are Obama's policies. We've seen them in action for the last 4 years. These are Mitt Romney's policies. This is what he says he's going to do. This is how he's going to do it. We don't have anything to base, a decision for Mitt Romney on. So we're going to base, our decision on what Obama has or has not done. Now, it's interesting that the attacks on Mitt Romney are even sliding into the harsh, nasty territory. And an example of that has been Bob Beckel, who's a Fox, anchor, Fox, news contributor. He's on a show called The Five. He said some sort of pretty nasty things about Mitt Romney that actually shocked his co-hosts on his show. Apparently there were some literal jaw drops. But this is what he said about Mitt Romney. He is completely unimpressed with him as a presidential candidate, and he wasn't afraid to say it, even on a very conservative news network. "He's never done anything. He's a hedge fund operator who didn't release his taxes and then had tax havens for people who didn't want to pay U.S. taxes. He's a Ken doll with the personality of a Ken doll." So Mitt Romney has obviously left something to be desired. And he's really got to get it together, because when your own party starts calling you out and starts criticizing you, months before the election, dude, you're in bad shape. This has been Elizabeth Bannon for Quotes and Quips. Thanks for watching.